Hello. Today is Friday, I think the 23rd of July 2020, and I am in Switzerland in Canton Uri. I'm hiking to get to Dammahütte to spend the evening there and to rest a little bit. And the weather was it didn't really rain that much, but it was quite overcast today, and I did sort of like sweat a bit on the way up, so now I'm trying to move sort of like fast enough to keep warm so that I don't catch a cold. And so I have to get up there, and theoretically I only have 1 hour left to do that, but I don't think it's feasible. So the good news is that the sun sets at 9 because it's the height of summer, so I have like 3 more hours of sunlight, and I think that's definitely enough. Yeah, life has been interesting lately. COVID has been quite quite a thing. Working from home since March-ish. It's been quite productive, I think. But it also is quite repetitive to spend day and night in your apartment. So I'm curious sort of like what's going to happen with the pandemic, how it's going to ebb and flow. It seems like the infection rate is going back up since the lockdown has been softened a little bit. And oh, look, the map. So yeah, we have quite a bit to go. Yeah, so landscape is breathtaking. There's some more glaciers there. So we'll see what happens with the pandemic. Also, because I'm sort of like a little bit out of shape this year, because I spent a lot of time indoors with the pandemic and the gyms were closed for a while, maybe I didn't go hiking as much as I normally would, or at least as I normally would like to, and I'm a little bit clumsy. So today was the second longer hike I've done since the lockdown, and it's the one with the highest elevation difference overall. So it's definitely I'm trying to definitely take it easy and not force myself, and also I just kind of like want to rest. And I can't believe it's almost late July, almost August. This year flew by like it just didn't exist. It's literally like a lost year. So now with the pandemic, the cabin occupancy is kept deliberately lower than normal. So they're going to build some separations, and you can go. Actually, the reason why I'm going to Dammahütte on Friday as opposed to Saturday is because there were no more seats on Saturday, or no more places, because they can't have normal occupancy. They have to have like reduced to keep like 2 meters between people, and all the hygiene rules have to be very strictly followed. so that the cabin doesn't become infected itself. Yeah, so there's 2 guys ahead of me, and I told them just in case they get there first, they should tell the ranger that I'm on my way, just sort of like a little bit late. Yeah, so on my first year in Switzerland, I spent New Year's Eve somewhere there in a cabin, and it was so beautiful and so quiet, and I felt sort of like very, I don't know, I was also sort of like 4.5 years younger, a little bit more, you know, a little bit more excited about life, a little bit more energetic about hiking, particularly in Switzerland. Everything was new, so there are all those elements. I think now I'm a bit more used to things, and they don't strike me maybe as special anymore, which is dangerous because you end up taking them for granted. But it is what it is. Yeah. So we gotta get past the river, and then it's pretty much straight up all the way to the cabin. Huh. I would have liked to go hiking in America this summer, actually in September, but with the pandemic that's not gonna happen. Possibly not even for a long time, depends on sort of like how the situation evolves over there, but at 1% infection rate, it doesn't look too good. And come to think of it, I think it might be, I think it likely that I may have, because I did go through some periods of like cold, I would call it a cold, this spring, so it is possible that I may have had like a very light form of the infection, but it was never something dramatic or never something, yeah, it may have just also just been a cold, I don't know. But it's been such a, yeah, such a strange year. Okay, I'm gonna stop filming so that I don't exhaust the memory card. See you at the hut.